and welcome to another edition of BizTech, where we serve you compelling interviews as well as interesting business headlines of the week. My name is Ernestina Sewa Asante. This week, I had an interview with an events planner, Brian Techimensen, who gave us an insight into what goes into events planning. Do enjoy. Have you ever wondered what event planners go through to organize events and make sure they do a perfect job on that special day? We'll be speaking to the CEO of White Chalk to give us an insight into what goes into event planning on this edition of BizTech. Come with me. Hello, Brian, and welcome to BizTech.
Hi, Ernestina. How are you?
Fine, yourself?
I'm great, by the grace of God. Yeah.
Tell us more about White Chalk event planning.
Okay, so White Chalk is a planning, coordination, design, and decor company in Accra, Ghana. We do very luxury events. We do planning. We do decor. We do coordination. We've been in business. This is our 8th year. We've been in business for 8 years now, and we've worked for some. We have worked for a lot of people, from the high in society to the least person, and we do a very good job, I must say. Yeah.
Why the name White Chalk?
Well, so about 8 years ago, when we were looking for a name for the company, I'm Christian, so I was praying about it. And then also, there was a little boy at home at that time. One day he came back from school with a slate and a chalk and started scribbling on the slate. And then the name just fell into my spirit, White Chalk. Like, okay, wow, that's what it's going to be called. So then I asked my family. Some said yes, some said no. I spoke to some friends. They were the naysayers, and some said yes. Based on that, I knew that was the name for the company. And for me, creativity has started from there, from everybody. I think that I'm an 80s child, and that's how I started being creative, writing with a chalk on a slate, drawing, writing, da 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 da. So I think that it just falls in place because the work we do is a creative job. So yeah, that's why the name White Chalk.
Talking of creativity, what goes into event planning?
A lot goes into it. Conceptualization, making sure that you are getting the best designs, picking the best of vendors, getting the right element and items. Gone are the days where you would want your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, a friend to help you do your event or your wedding. These days it's very important to hire a professional, because most professionals have been trained. If not even trained, they have studied under other professionals, so they know what it entails. So it entails a lot. It's not you don't just wake up and plan. It's a process. God even creating this world planned it. It took him days, from day 1 to day 7 to day 7. So yes, from day 1 to day 6, and he rested. So that is what planning involves. You start from day 1, day 2, day 3, through to the main events day. Yes, so a lot goes into planning.
So, did you acquire this skill on the job, or you studied that in school?
I didn't study it in school. I went to drama school, but I've always liked to put things together, to arrange things. I've always liked to plan. That was something that I think that I've always loved when I was a child. And so I remember this particular story. My mom used to host a lot of parties at home, and there was this time that she was hosting a party, and in the midst of the event, it started raining heavily. Everybody ran into the living room, and I was the only one left with my singlet and my boxer shorts, packing everything from the rain. And I did it joyfully. You know, I didn't care. People were like, no, come inside. Come inside, you get cold. You know, come. I didn't mind. I didn't packing the chairs, the glasses, everything into the room back. Then there's something told me that this is what you do for a living.
How did you penetrate into the Ghanaian market?
Well, to be honest with you, it wasn't easy penetrating the Ghanaian market because we wanted to do something different and something exciting. And that is what I think that everybody needs. You know, there are people who talk about the fact that, oh, I want to enter into a particular industry, but it's choked and all that. But trust me, once you enter with a different approach, or once you enter with a different strategy, in no time you'll be recognized that, oh wow, there's somebody doing something different. So that is how we penetrated with a different approach, with different strategies. We didn't even know that the approach we were going with was different, or we didn't know that our strategy was different. We were just doing what we believed in, and what we believe in is quality. What we believe is not conforming, and what we believe is creativity, and that is how we penetrated. And God being so good, we've been here for 8 years.
So how was your first decor like?
When we started, we didn't. When we started the company, we were not even doing decor. We were just doing planning and coordination. And then one day, and then I had a partner. One day he said, "I think we can do the decor ourselves." We had outsourced the decor to a different company. He said, "I think we can do the decor ourselves." Okay, no problem. We're going to do it ourselves. So then we said, "Okay, let's do this ourselves." And then this partner had to travel.
That was giving you the morale.
I had to travel, so I was left all by myself. He left me in the cold. Left all by all myself. I was left by all myself. And I said, okay, we're going to do this. It was tough. It was tough, but as I've always said, I'm a very positive person. I'm a very determined person. And where there's a way, there's a will. And so because I told myself that I was going to do this and I was going to do it well, and I started planning early, I started putting things in place early, it wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. And the clients liked the job. For me, that is the greatest satisfaction, for the client to say, oh, well done, Ayiko, I really like what you did. So the client liked the job, and we said, okay, you know what, we think we can do this. And that was how it was started. That's how it started.
But were you
Nervous?
Yes, nervous for the...
Trust me, I'm nervous up to date. I'm nervous about every job. If I stop being nervous, I mean, I become complacent, and I won't do a good job. If every job I have, I'm nervous, I'm like, okay, how is it going to go? And that kind of feeling will propel you to go hard, to tie all the loose ends. You understand? Because as soon as you become complacent, you're like, oh, I have arrived. I can sit down, cross my leg, and do and everything will work like magic. Yes, we call ourselves the magicians, but we got to work to make the magic come alive. You know, so I was nervous. Yes, I was nervous, but even though I was nervous, I was confident. There's a difference between being nervous and not being confident. Even though I was nervous, I was shaking a bit, I was confident it was going to go well. At the beginning, some of the things that we used, we had to hire them. We had to buy. We had to hire them. We had to buy from Accra to Carnation to Circle. I remember those days. We had to buy them. And sometimes we had to rent them because we didn't have it. And sometimes we had to let carpenters, painters. We work with all manner of artisans. They all came on board. Yes, that's how we began. And even up to date, we keep on buying. We keep on building, we keep on tearing down. That's the job of a decorator, because we are always creating. You understand? So you keep on buying, you keep on making, you keep on tearing down and building up and all that. Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges on the job?
Well, the biggest challenge is for your team players understanding the vision. But okay, this is what we want to do. So let's all come with one mindset and go to. Sometimes they don't understand what you're saying. You're saying, or they don't understand what the vision is. Number one, that is one of our greatest challenge. And the other challenge is that we don't have everything that we need. Some of the things we go to rental companies to get them, and sometimes deliveries, sometimes to the things come and they are not as clean as you want them to be. Sometimes some of the things that we want readily, we are not able to, we don't get them from this country. You have to order from, say, from China, America, UK, and it takes time. And there are days that because you really want them, you have to airlift them, and that costs so much. Apart from that, there aren't any, huge challenges. Starting. One of the challenges were clients understanding payments, details, cancellation, and all that. But then growing up, we have realized that contracts are very important. We have contracts in place, so the clients have the contract and they know what they're supposed to do. We also know what we're supposed to do. So once there's an issue, we go back to the contract. This is what the contract says, and that is the challenge with a lot of startups in this industry. They don't sometimes. The clients become too close to the clients, and you think you're friends, and you think that, oh, it doesn't matter. Those are the worst ones.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you're denying funny face.
It's not my brother.
Today you're denying funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Wabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Well, so we at Whitechok don't have fixed prices. We don't have like definite prices. What we do is that every event is tailored according to client specifications. So when you come to us, we have like conversation. What we're doing, you tell us exactly what you want. Maybe you want very dramatic decor, or you want something over the top, or you want something minimalistic. Or you want a rustic decor, you want a modern decor. So based on what you tell us, or you want all luxury, luxury chairs, luxury tables, huge floral ceiling installations, or white floor, or white block chandeliers, and all that. If you want all that, so that is how we price. So we don't have like, oh, this is the prices. That we price based on what the client wants. Semen chambers. What is normal decor? Because you know what? Because you know what? Your normal might not be someone's normal. Because there are times that clients approaches us and say, "Oh, I want something very simple." I'm like, "What is your definition of simple?" Because my definition of simple might not be your definition of simple. So we talk at length. Maybe they send a few inspirational photos, or they pick up photos from our page, and I'm like, "But this is not simple." You understand? So then that is why for us the dialogue is very important, that we know what you want, and then once we know what you want, whether simple or extravagance, we are giving the bill based on that. Do you understand? Yeah.
So with the advent of COVID, I'm sure people book you for an event. And here lies the case that President Akufo-Addo reimposed the ban on large gatherings. How has this business been so far?
Well, as a businessman, you don't have to rely on just one. You don't have to put your eggs in one basket. Okay. So there are things that we do apart from this. Okay. So Yeah, it's affected us, but it hasn't affected us because the other thing that we do that also brings in income. Secondly, clients have the campaign is that clients shouldn't cancel the event; they should postpone because we have no refund policies in our contract. So once you want to cancel, well, you will be at loss. Shikanashi. Assuming you have paid us about 3 months ago, the money is not sitting there. Okay, the money is not sitting there. But as I said, we always want to do something different, because we always want to um, do different designs. We keep on buying, we keep on making, and so forth and so on. So for you, the money you give us is been given to maybe a welder to do something, maybe a carpenter to start building the backdrop and all that. The money has been distributed already, and they have also bought what they are going to buy already. You understand? And so, I mean, it's best. We understand the pain. We understand how frustrating it can be. I had a client like that whose event was for 200 people. She brought it down to 15 people.
And what happened to the rest of the money?
She knew it could not be refunded.
Then you should have also given her some
Yes,
extra.
yes, we did something, and yeah, we did something. We did something very nice for them, like very, very, very nice for them, because we knew that obviously they had paid much, and now the numbers are less.
How much do you charge for walk-in services? Maybe I have my wedding at
Mm,
Washi,
mm.
then I'll say, oh, why talk should come make the decorations for me? How much?
You know what I'm saying? That, for instance, if you want us to do decor for it, there are some questions we ask you: number of people, venue, colors or theme, your taste in decor, which elements excite you. You understand? So once you would tell us these things, I know you're trying to get a figure out of me, but once you're able to tell me, once you're able to give me this answers, I can give you an estimate. Okay, but apart from deco, we do planning and coordination, so we can have clients who can say, oh, you know what, just come and maybe a day's coordination, maybe, I have everything ready on that day. Come and coordinate for me. Come and make sure that everything is, synchronized. Everything is well done. Like, it's fantastic. That we also do that. So we only don't do decor. People come and, like, have everything already, have everybody in place. Just come and coordinate, make sure that whatever I've discussed with everybody is was being done. We do that as well.
It's like you're into just weddings and happy moments. What about funerals?
So naturally, I don't like sadness. Naturally, I don't like. No one likes death, though, but I don't like that. I've done a couple of funerals that we don't put on our page. We don't put. We do a lot of. We do a lot of corporate. We do a lot of corporate for banks, but corporate jobs are not also too exciting, And some corporate don't like the whole social media thing, so they don't like to put. So we rather like to celebrate and put the happy moments on social media. The events we even do that we don't post because maybe it's not as fun as it's supposed to be, because people want to see something exciting. You understand? Someone comes on social media just to be excited because they've had a very bad day. They are feeling bored. They are stressed. So they come and they see a very beautiful setup. They see maybe a couple lovey-dabbling, if there's a word like that. Yes, they see people dance and all that. They get excited. You understand? They feel alive again. So those are the things that we want to project, rather than people dying and people crying.
Which event have you organized that, maybe a celeb program that you've organized that you feel so happy
about? Well, for us, we take every event serious. Like, every event is very dear to our heart. Once we say that we are doing this job, meaning that we are doing the job and we are happy about it. So there isn't any particular person whose job was. Every job is equally as good as any other. You understand? So we've done jobs for a lot of people, like high and mighty names I can't mention. But we've done jobs for, like, very, 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 very important figures in the country. We even did one just last weekend for somebody very, somebody very high and mighty.
The balloons, you do it in some special way. How do you go about it?
So the whole design job. There are some techniques that there are some techniques that you have to see us do before you can understand. Assuming I wanted to cover this whole ceiling with balloons, let me just show you, cover this whole ceiling with balloons, we have something. We can do it in two different ways. We can either put a mesh. You know what a mesh is? We can install a mesh on the ceiling, okay, and then blow the balloons, and then tie the balloons with something called a fishing line, and then string it onto the mesh. Okay, we can do that, or better still, we can use the double-sided tape, sellotape. Okay, so once we blow the balloon, we stick one side onto the balloon, and then stick the other side up, so it's stuck up there. Yes, a lock. That is why normally we need time. So sometimes people are like, oh, but this is nothing small. Sometimes you see us do the whole, we cover the whole ceilings with flowers. Those are done one after the other. So you have to maybe you are covering the whole ceiling with roses, or we have a flower called wisteria or cherry blossoms. We have to hang it one after the other, one, and you have to do it so nice because maybe you want a particular effect. Maybe you want to have the serpentine effect or an oval effect. Okay, so sometimes I have this particular guy in my team who will come and then draw it. You understand? Who come and draw it, and then we'll work around it. I have someone who won't draw it. He just knows, okay, this is how I'm doing it, and it works perfectly. The thing about white chalk is that we like to teach. I don't believe in hiding. Maybe I want to hide this because if somebody gets to know, they'll overtake me. I don't believe in that. When you ask me, I'll tell you that this is how it's done. Go and do it. Do you understand? Because I believe that the more you teach people, the more knowledge you also will acquire. God in His own wisdom will, give you more ideas and more ways to do things. So for me, I'm very open to tell people my ideas, technique. I don't care. Technique, this is how it's done. I can even come on your gym and come and help you do it.
You're not afraid of competition?
No. I'm not afraid of competition because, see, I am on a different path. I am a non-conformist. Assuming everybody's going this way, I won't go that way. I'll go the other way.
How do you feel as a man being in the same women-dominated?
Yeah, a lot of people call me and they're like, "Can I talk to your madam?" I get that a lot. A lot of people call me, "Can I talk to your madam?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll get back to you." People think a lot of people think that the head of the company is a woman, but you'll be surprised that most of the event companies have the guys doing the job. Most are headed by women, but from the florals to the fabric work to the arrangement are done by men because the work is very tough. Climbing, building, fixing trust me, very, very tough. Women are, but normally women do the very subtle, maybe floral arrangement on the table, maybe folding of the napkins, but they can't climb and maybe do the installation. They can do. They can, but mostly the men are the ones who do it. They have the tenacity. You understand? So if you come to my job, most of the people you find are men. Have few little, but most are men. In fact, I didn't even know I would do this job because I also feel that it's a woman's job. But actually, trust me, that's what's paying my bills. These days, what women can do, men can do better. So yeah.
Your advice to young entrepreneurs who want to venture into
business. Okay, so the truth of the matter is that everyone is not called out to be an entrepreneur. Okay, don't think that because everybody's doing it, you also do it. Trust me, it's tough. If you want to do it, be strong-willed. Have a tough skin. Don't let anything shake you. Also be determined. These things might sound cliche, but that's the truth. Be determined that I want to do this and I'm going to do it. Have a positive outlook on life. Be very positive that this thing I'm doing it will work. Let your word be your bond. When you tell a client that you do this for them, do it. And one thing I've learned, under promise and over deliver. I think that's one thing that we do that. Oh wow, they get it like, oh, I didn't know this. One time I did an event at Marriott Hotel, and when the groom entered, he was like, he asked the bride, do we still owe Brian? Because when they saw it, they were like, what? We didn't pay this much. You understand? And this client has brought me about 10 other clients.
Oh, sounds good.
You understand? So go all out.
Okay, so we've been speaking to Brian. He's the Chief Executive Officer of White Chalk Event Planning. You've heard all his advice. Be positive, work hard, and be determined. Ernestina Sawa Asante, reporting for BizTech on Ghana Web TV. That was really inspiring and interesting. Now let's go to www.ghanaweb.com for some business stories that made headlines. To our very first story, Communications and Digitization Minister Designate Eslowu Kufu has assured that jobs at telecommunications firm Airtel Tigo Ghana will not be affected amid government and stakeholder discussions to take over the company. According to her, government will prioritize and protect the best interest of staff of the company when the acquisition process is completed. In October 2020, Government of Ghana announced its intention to purchase majority of shares along with assets, liabilities and customers of Airtel Tigo Ghana from its parent company, Bati, Airtel and Tigo.
Government is in the process of taking over Airtel Tigo. The process hasn't completed as yet, but it is something that we're going to do very quickly, and it is at the request of the operators, the shareholders of Untitled Chapter, who have indicated that they want to exit the Ghanian market. And government, in view of the importance of the sector, the role it plays in the whole telecoms ecosystem, the number of jobs, direct and indirect, that are supported by this entity, has decided that in the short term it would take over the assets and liabilities of Airtel Tigo. Government is yet to take a decision on what it will do in the long term with this asset, but we would engage with the stakeholders and appropriate consultants and advisors in taking this decision. But our intention is to maintain it as a going concern and to ensure that we protect the jobs and livelihoods that are dependent on this entity. Government is in the...
Second story, the communication... So to our second story, the Ghana Community Network Service Limited, GCNet, has served notice of redundancy to some category of staff who are due to be laid off from April 2021. A copy of the redundancy letter in possession of Ghana Web explained that management had to embark on a demobilization exercise in the operations of the GIGOF Service, Infrastructure and Support Department due to a non-renewal of service agreements with the Ghana Revenue Authority. Per above, your employment contracts shall be determined through redundancy. GCNet is hereby serving 3 months effective February 1, 2021. The effective date of your termination is April 30th, 2021, portions of the letter read. The letter was, however, silent on the issue of redundancy packages as required by the standard human resources procedures. It's estimated that over 50 remaining staff of GCNet will be affected as a result of the action, with some already contemplating legal action against the company. In June 2020, GCNet issued a similar notice of redundancy to some 147 of its staff. The development came as a result of government's termination of its GCNet, TradeNet and Transit Service contract on May 31st, 2020. The Minister-designate for Employment and Labour Ministry, Ignatius Bafo Ewa, has indicated that in the last 4 years of the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, over 3 million jobs have been created. He stated that as of September 2020, when he got briefing on the latest figures for numbers of employment they had made in the last 4 years, the number was over 3 million. These numbers, he stated, cover both private and public servants.
On 1st May 2018, I indicated that the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had created approximately 1 million jobs. And even though I don't have the exact figures for end of 2020, the last time we reported on was in September 2020, and then the figure was around 3 million jobs. 3 million jobs. Yes.
Minister Nominee, thank you. How was the 3 million jobs created and the distribution? You want to share the statistics with us, sector by sector? Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Chair, I will make the details available to the committee when I get back to you. But I think that I have, on a number of occasions, even come to this House and have given these figures out already. But if still it is the pleasure of the committee to have the details, I'm more than willing to.
And Chairman.
To the next story, a former Deputy Finance Minister, Charles Edubuahin, has been directed by President Akufo-Addo to act as his representative at the Ministry of Finance as Ken Ofori-Atta undergoes medical review in the United States. Ken Ofori-Atta is expected to spend at least 2 weeks treating post-COVID-19 medical complications. A letter from the Chief of Staff, Akosia Frema Osayopari, in possession of DailyMailGH.com said, pending the absence of the President's representative at the Finance Ministry, I am directed by His Excellency the President to request that you act as the representative in the ministry. The directive is in accordance with Section 14(5) of Presidential Transition Act, Act 842/2021. You are to take note of the provision of Section 14(5), which states that you shall not take a decision involving a policy issue. Also, you are to act in accordance with letter number SCRDA 55501 dated 21st December 2020, which gives directives on financial commitment, recruitment, among others. Boakye Jako, a former energy minister, has disclosed that the cancellation of Ghana's power agreement with GCGP Limited, which has led to the birth of a $134 million judgment debt, did not occur under his watch. He is unhappy and surprised that his name has been linked to the abrogation of the deal, despite not having powers to do so at the time. Speaking in an Oman FM interview monitored by Ghana Web, Boakye Jako explained that at the time of the cancellation of the deal, he was no longer serving as the energy minister. According to him, he just realized that he had filed for arbitration on August 11, 2018. This was after I had left the ministry. I knew they had gone for arbitration. I am told that government presented itself the arbitration. How would someone accuse me of cancelling the contract? I have not cancelled any contract. I don't have the power, nor the need or desire to cancel it. I am for what will help Ghana, he said. The GCGP which is one of many emergency power agreements signed under the Mahama administration to curtail the infamous power outages referred to as Doomso, which reportedly abrogated was reportedly abrogated by the former energy minister. That's all for today. You can go on www.ghanaweb.com for more stories. Also visit our YouTube page, Ghana Web TV. Have a good weekend. My name is Ernestina Sewa Asante.